My name is Dr. Rebecca Robinson, and I am the outreach lead for NASA's Multi-slit Solar Explorer.
So, Rebecca, where are you originally from?
I was born in the Lansing area, and I was raised in the Lansing area. So I grew up in Williamston, and right now my folks still live in Okemos, so we're very Lansing.
Where did you go to high school at?
Williamston High School. So we lived in Williamston for all of my high school years, and I was so fortunate they gave me the Distinguished Alumni Award last year. So I'm still very connected to the school, and it feels like definitely part of my origin story.
Where did you go to college at?
Michigan State. Went to college at Michigan State, did my undergraduate degrees there. And then after that, I did my master's degree at the University of Iceland in Reykjavik. And then my PhD I did at the University of Oslo in Norway.
What got you interested in science?
Well, it's funny. My mom called the other day, and she, like a mother, she reminded me some minutia of my upbringing that I've probably forgotten. And she reminded me that she made it a point to raise us with an awareness of our five senses. And so we were taught to observe with all of our senses. And that instilled in me, I think, a curiosity of the natural world around me. And then with that curiosity, you want to know more. And then with that knowing, you start to realize how things are connected in the natural world and how everything is connected if you think about it hard enough. I think I developed a sense of curiosity about those connections. I'm very interested in the ways in which the natural world is connected, and that informs the work that I do today.
How did you really go from Michigan State to Norway, right? Or
Iceland, yeah.
yeah, Iceland.
Interesting story.
Yeah.
I actually, and I may share this in the Wednesday talk as well. I had gone to graduate school in the United States right after Michigan State. 'Cause that's typically what you would do. You would go in the US, you go straight from your bachelor's to a PhD program that usually involves your master's degree like baked into the program. But it really was not a good fit for me. And so I ended up falling really ill. I had to medically withdraw from the program. And then eventually, when I realized that I want to go back to school and I want to finish up, I decided to try something completely different. I cast a slightly wider net, which involved Iceland and doing a geophysics degree. And that is the one that I ended up doing. It was sort of a nonlinear, not a failure, but a derailment of the plan, I suppose. And then when I got myself back on track, I was on a very different track than the one that I had expected, but it led to me gaining a lot of skills that informed my solar physics PhD when I was able to come back to astrophysics.
What is heliophysics?
Heliophysics is a term that very often we use as a substitute for solar physics, and that is perhaps one of the most appropriate direct translations of heliophysics, but it doesn't mean just solar physics. It actually means the entire sun-Earth system. The sun and the Earth are connected in many, many ways, one of them being magnetically. And heliophysics is the study of that relationship, of our friendship with the sun, how the Earth is affected by the sun, and how the sun releases things that affect us very severely here on Earth. And so heliophysics involves not only the solar physics side, but the geophysics side, understanding, for instance, the geomagnetic field, the electric systems that we have around our planet, as well as everything in between, all of the events happening between the Earth and the sun that we call space weather.
How long have you been a part of the MUSE team?
So I've been a part of the MUSE team since September of 2024, so about a year and a half now. But I have been peripherally connected to Muse throughout my entire PhD.
What do you do there?
With the NASA MUSE team, so my title is the outreach lead, but I have also this scientific background being a heliophysicist myself. My duties are basically to do all of the fun stuff. I get to spread the good news of Muse far and wide, talk about the science concepts behind the Muse mission, which include things like magnetic fields, the way we get physics from light, that's called spectroscopy, space weather, and technology and innovation. So I get to talk about those things. I manage local partners here in California. This is a very California project. The instrument itself, the observatory, is being built at the Lockheed Martin Solar and Astrophysics Lab in Palo Alto, California. And the outreach program is headquartered here at the SETI Institute in Mountain View, California. So we work very closely together. I have local partners with science centers up here, including Chabot Space and Science Center in Oakland and California Academy of Sciences in San Francisco. And I also run an internship program with our local Boys and Girls Clubs in the area. And so lots to do. I'm basically a facilitator of joy and a facilitator of knowledge, and I get to spread good news far and wide.
What's it like to come back to Mid-Michigan?
Coming back to Michigan is always very romantic for me. There's nothing quite as nice as home, even though I also really love to travel. I've been to over 50 countries. I've immigrated to two of them. I'm usually not in Michigan, but every time I come home, I love it. It is an opportunity to see my family. I have two baby nieces now, so that's wonderful. And it's a lot less traffic than in the San Francisco Bay Area. So that's nice. It's a little reprieve from that. It's where home is. And for me, there's nothing quite so romantic as home.
What can we expect from your appearance here?
Folks can expect a very fun-filled evening, including I'm going to show you lots of real observations of the sun. So these wonderful observations, but also cutting-edge simulations of the sun. And I expect to be able to teach a little bit about that sun-earth connection and how what the sun is doing is very relevant to us on the daily basis, and how the sun affects us every day and in what ways we can prepare for that, not prepare for that, be aware of that, and what the sun is doing lately.
Was there anything that I failed to ask you that you think is worth mentioning?
MUSE is one of NASA's heliophysics missions, which means that it contributes to that understanding of the sun-Earth connection. But it is doing that by looking at the sun side of that connection in very fine detail. This is a mission that is so fine that it could read the date off of a dime from a mile away
Wow.
while the dime is moving and measure its velocity and temperature. That is how sensitive this instrument's going to be. And it has to be because it's not going to the sun. It's going to orbit the Earth in polar low Earth orbit so that it can always stare at the sun. So it has to be that sensitive. And we plan to be ready for launch in 2027. So that's next year.
Well, I wish you the
So that's
best of
just
luck with that.
thank you so much. It has been hard this past year with funding, but as far as we understand now, this is a mission that's been prioritized by the administration. If the mission is healthy, then my program is healthy too. So that has been a very good thing.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for your time.
No problem.